Going on, everyone? So we got some major news in regards to Dejounte Murray and a new direction in which it looks like the Lakers may look to go. So trade deadline is 24 hours from now. We're right around the corner. So far, no Lakers trades at the time of recording this video. Hopefully, maybe one is right around the corner. A trade could happen at any minute for the Lakers. You're already seeing little trades start to develop. But we got a report per ESPN from Brian Windhorst. Take it with a grain of salt. It's Brian Windhorst. This is the guy that said that the Lakers had no chance of trading Russell Westbrook and it was going to take 2 firsts and all that stuff. Brian Windhorst, more times when it comes to the Lakers, is wrong more than right. But nonetheless, he reported that the Laker trade talks have gone cold with Dejounte Murray and that it's unlikely that they are going to trade Dejounte Murray. There was also reports that the Lakers are hesitant to trade D'Angelo Russell because of his new emergence of play. So we'll see, right? I still think the Lakers should go after Dejounte Murray if the goal really is to kind of get off of D'Lo's contract because of the fear that maybe he ends up leaving in the offseason or they have to overpay for him. We will see. Time will tell. But personally, if you can get Dejounte Murray, my thought process is get him now and figure out the rest as you proceed. Even if they don't get Dejounte Murray, I hope that there's some levels of trades. Right? I hope it's not like the Lakers just stand pat. Because again, I just don't believe the Lakers are good enough this year to win a championship. Now, I've said this repeatedly. If the Lakers get into the playoffs, which they have to get into the playoffs first, but if they can get into the playoffs, then I will take my chances, right? I will. You give me a healthy LeBron, healthy AD. We've seen this team step up in the level of play that they can get to. 7-game series. There's not really a team that I'm like, oh man, the Lakers have no chance of beating that team. The only team that I still have concerns about is Denver. Outside of that, I'm pretty confident the Lakers can beat anybody. Doesn't necessarily mean that they will, but I do believe, and I would take my chances. I wouldn't really bet on them to win, but I'd take my chances. Regardless, I just think if you can get Dejounte Murray, that gives you that athleticism, that upgrade. If he's allowed to actually play point guard and be on ball, then I do think he can kind of get back to the Dejounte Murray we know he can be, which is that all-star level, maybe even the all-defensive guy. I've said this before, if we can get some version of Atlanta's style of Dejounte Murray with the maturity, the off-ball sense, and the shooting that we're seeing with Atlanta, then I think Dejounte Murray would just be brilliant for the Lakers. I do have my concerns about fit. Talked about that heavily, right? Concerns about his defense. Yes, this guy was an all-defensive guy a couple years ago. That doesn't mean that he's still going to be that guy. There are those concerns. Can he fit with LeBron James and Anthony Davis when he's having struggles fitting with Trae Young? However, Trae Young is a very high-usage guy. We'll see. Time will tell. But we also got other reports that, yes, the Lakers are basically off of Dejounte Murray. Atlanta is still looking to trade Dejounte Murray. Even if the Lakers are off of him, that doesn't mean that it can't spark back up in the next 24 hours. Atlanta could be exploring other deals. Atlanta might realize, hey, nobody else wants Dejounte Murray or no one else is serious about trading for Dejounte Murray, and they could always just call the Lakers back up and say, okay, fine, we'll take what you're offering, what you're willing to give up, and maybe a deal still gets done. So, again, we'll wait and see until it's over. I'm not going to say, it's going to happen, but I'm not going to say it's not going to happen. Again, let's call it 50-50 at this point. But it looks like the Lakers' new direction is to go wait for Donovan Mitchell. Now, look. If the Lakers could get Donovan Mitchell, it's worth the wait, right? Donovan Mitchell, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, assuming LeBron still plays because again, every year it's it's another year he's older, it's another year of just risks and concerns. LeBron and AD have been very healthy this year, knock on wood. That doesn't mean that they will be next year. It's just, you're taking a risk, even if you get Donovan Mitchell, that hey, you're kind of wasting this year of LeBron and AD playing at the level that they're playing at, and who's to say that they play to that level next year? But if they were, and they're able to, and you get Donovan Mitchell, you're probably the best team in the league, right? I mean, you'd just be brilliant. I don't know how I feel about a Donovan Mitchell, Austin Reeves backcourt, but you're probably trading Austin Reeves in any type of Donovan Mitchell deal, right? Because the Lakers would have 3 firsts when they get to the trade deadline, or draft day. When they get to draft day next year in the offseason, right? So the Lakers could theoretically go Austin Reeves plus Rui, 3 firsts, Max Christie, and get the deal done. So they would have enough assets to very likely go and get Donovan Mitchell come the off season. And again, if you could get Donovan Mitchell, you're probably a very good basketball team, maybe one of the best. We'll see how they round out the rest of the roster, but even just Donovan Mitchell, Jared Vanderbilt, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, it's a really good 4, right? You just need to get that 2 guard. We'll see who that ends up being, but you're in good shape. Donovan Mitchell's also like really picked it up on the defensive side thus far, but here's my concern. Donovan Mitchell, there's 1, no guarantee he leaves next year. 2, there's no guarantee Cleveland trades him because Donovan Mitchell can't leave next year, right? And what I mean by Donovan Mitchell leaving is him demanding and requesting a trade and saying like, hey, I want to get out of here. Next year, the following year, I could opt out. So, hey, trade me now. There's no guarantee that happens. And there's no guarantee that the Cleveland Cavaliers say, okay, we're going to trade you. They could wait and see and maybe try to go push for a championship. We'll see what happens with Cleveland this year. I mean, they're the 2 seed right now at the time of recording this video, and a lot of that has been without Darius Garland and Evan Mobley. So 2 of their top, 3 to 4 best players have been out, and they're still cruising. And a lot of that is because of Donovan Mitchell. So my thing is that, there is no guarantee that Donovan Mitchell leaves next year, and now you're putting all your eggs into the Donovan Mitchell basket. And what happens if he doesn't come? Now you're scrambling again to try to put together a mediocre roster that is just not going to be good enough to compete because you were waiting for a star that may or may not come. That's not even to mention that Donovan Mitchell, look, he wants to go to New York. He thought he was going to the Knicks. And if he doesn't go to the Knicks, he wants to go to the Nets. He wants to be in New York. So even if, let's say best case scenario in the offseason, he does become available, right? If he's like, send me to the Knicks, I'm gonna opt out wherever I go. Well, then the Lakers, there's no reason to trade for Donovan Mitchell at that point. Are you really going to trade everything you have to risk him potentially being a 1-year rental? It's just, I don't understand the theory and logic. To me, we've seen this before. I remember 2 guys that are on the Los Angeles Clippers right now that the Lakers believed and thought they were getting and waited patiently for and ended up not getting either, and they teamed up together to go to another team. We saw this with Paul George. They had an opportunity to go and trade for Paul George, and they decided not to, and the Thunder ended up trading for him and ended up staying with the Thunder. Right? This could be a Donovan Mitchell situation where the Cavs are pretty good and he's like, hey, maybe I stick around. We're a piece or 2 away from being an actual contender. Right? And I could go to the Lakers. Who knows how long LeBron plays? Who knows how good LeBron is? Right? Anthony Davis. Yeah, me and Anthony Davis would be great. But what does the rest of the team look like? Right? Where I know where we're at here in Cleveland, all we need is just to go get another piece, and the front office wants to win. So I mean, we could get a Paul George situation again, or Kawhi Leonard, where he is available. You are able to go get him, and the Lakers wait patiently, miss out on a bunch of other pieces that they could have gotten, a bunch of other players that they could have gotten, and guess what? He ends up going and teaming up with Paul George with the Clippers. We've seen this story numerous times with the Lakers, where they wait to chase the bigger name, the bigger star, and guess what? Doesn't end up happening. And to me, that's a real concern. Right? I like the idea of Donovan Mitchell. It would be great if we could get him. But to me, 1 in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. I say this all the time. You can go get a guy in a Dejounte Murray. Go get Dejounte Murray and figure it out from there. Right? Like, if Donovan Mitchell becomes available, right, then you try to figure it out. You still would have 2 first-round picks, a couple seconds. You'd have Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura. You'd have Dejounte Murray if you needed to, right? So at least you could be like, hey, give us Donovan Mitchell. We'll give you 2 firsts, Dejounte Murray, Austin Reeves. And, you at least have Dejounte Murray that you can use as a trade chip to go trade. And maybe you could recoup a couple more picks, right? That could be a possibility. Or they could work out a 3-team deal or whatever. To me, go get the guy that's available now. So at least you have him, and you have that you're basically 4 core guys when Jared Vanderbilt is healthy. Austin Reeves, you have him if nothing else becomes available, or if that star does become available, now you have Austin Reeves as that trade chip. You'd still be in a position to at least throw your hat in the ring for Donovan Mitchell. And here's the thing, even with 3 firsts, if a team like the Nets or a team like the Knicks, if they want him, guess what? They can outbid us even with Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, and 3 firsts. Right? They have just as many, if not more, firsts than us. Brooklyn has all kinds of players that would make a ton of sense for the Cleveland Cavaliers if they were to trade Donovan Mitchell. Like they could probably, maybe they get Bridges or Johnson or some of these other guys and draft picks and all that stuff. Like it's just the Lakers have no guarantee. Like if the Lakers knew for a fact, right? Like if Donovan Mitchell was trying to force his way to the Lakers this previous go around before he went to the Cavs, and the Lakers just didn't have enough, and Donovan Mitchell went and was like, oh man, like I really wanted to go to the Lakers, then maybe you wait, because it's like if he becomes available, he's going to want to come to us again. But there's no guarantee that that'll happen. Now, of course, you are the Lakers, right? And if you trade for Donovan Mitchell, is there a good chance that he stays? Sure. But there's also a chance that he leaves. And my thing is like, you're going to put all your eggs into a basket for a guy that, look, if you win a championship and he leaves, then great. I mean, it would suck for the future, but hey, you won another championship. That's the goal. You might not win another championship for the next 10 years. Who knows, right? Winning championships are so difficult. But still, it's like, the Lakers love to just kind of push, kick the rock down the road a little bit. Or kick the can down the road a little bit rather than, hey, picking the can up, seeing what kind of can it is. Oh, wait, there's actually something in here. Let's go, let's grab this and do this now and then figure it out later on down the road. It's not like Dejounte Murray isn't going to have trade value, right? Like you could, if Donovan Mitchell becomes available and that's the guy you want, and now you have Dejounte Murray, he's a guy that you can now use to maybe trade to go get other players or go get other picks that maybe the Cleveland Cavaliers would want, and now everybody wins, right? Or again, you trade him and say, hey, we'll give you Dejounte Murray. That way you have another guy that you could trade and or try it out a little bit, right? And see if he works next to Garland. If he doesn't, then now you have a trade chip that you can use to maybe go get some more firsts, go get some more players, go get some more things on top of everything else we give you, and you get Donovan Mitchell, and you still end up in the same spot, and you still gave up the same amount of stuff, and it doesn't really matter. But at least if Donovan Mitchell falls through, you have Dejounte Murray, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, and you have a better chance of winning this year. My thing is, go do what you have to do to win this year. And then if you can, great. Now you win this year and you're in a position to where, okay, you have some flexibility next year. If you don't win this year, okay, well, why didn't we? How close are we? Let's say we were in the conference finals and it was a tough 7. Or let's say we lost in the NBA finals in a tough 7 or something like that. Okay, well, now we just need another piece or two. Can we get Donovan Mitchell? Oh, maybe Donovan Mitchell now wants to go to the Lakers because he just saw them go to the finals and lose or whatever. Or they lost in the conference finals and Cleveland lost in the first round again or lost in the second round again. And it's just like, that's the thing. It's like, take care of what you have right now. Get it done now, because you're taking a major risk on something that may or may not be there. And again, I'm not saying make a trade just to make a trade. If there's nothing there, then fine, wait, be patient, see what's available in the offseason. But it doesn't really seem to be the case, or at least it doesn't sound that way. Again, we're not on the calls, we're not in the room with Rob Pelinka. We don't know what the conversations look like. We don't know what teams are asking for. But also, we heard all these same reports before last year's trade deadline. Exact same reports. Lakers weren't going to do anything. They were going to ride out Russell Westbrook's contract. It wasn't worth a trade. No one wanted to trade for Russ. And then the Lakers all of a sudden got 6 new players and turned the season around. So, again, take this report with a grain of salt. Take these news with a grain of salt. We will see. We still got 24 hours. A lot can happen between now and then. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Do you think the Lakers should wait for Donovan Mitchell? Do you think no? Go get Dejounte Murray. Go get some trades now and then figure it out in the offseason. However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.